trying to think of how to word this one.
You're writing them. Don't rewrite them, please.
No, it's okay. I'll get it. Okay. Would you support impeaching and prosecuting Bush, Cheney, Rice, Rumsfeld, and Gonzalez for invading Afghanistan and Iraq?
For the war?
Well, not from the audience, please.
Read my question, please.
I have the ability to read the question the way I want to read it. We're going to start with Mr. Myers.
So the audience isn't helping here.
We're going to go with Mr. Myers.
Read the question as it was written.
I read it the way I wanted to read it. Mr. Myers, would you answer, please?
Absolutely. So it's no doubt that George Bush and his administration...
We're going to give you an extra minute.
Thank you. I'll just wait.
Okay. I would appreciate it if you would be quiet or leave the audience, please, and give our attention to Mr. Myers. We'll start the timing again.
Sure.
Go ahead.
So there should be no doubt at this point about the war crimes that the Bush administration has planned, the lies that they've given to the American people, the fact that we have Guantanamo Bay, the fact that we have espoused this policy of extraordinary rendition, where we can take citizens from any country in the world, intercept them, and transport them to another country where they can be tortured under our watch, but not us actually doing the torturing. And of course, that was sort of a intermediate step, because now we actually do the torture as well, whether it's the CIA or the Army. The Bush administration has been a huge problem in this country, and I do support impeachment proceedings. But it's important to remember that these problems in America did not start with the Bush administration. They are not just from the past 8 years. They have been perpetuated by decades of Democrats and Republicans. It was a Democrat who put us into the Vietnam War. So it's just coincidental that a Republican put us into the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. Bill Clinton was just as happy to bomb Iraq for the 8 years of his presidency. So the problems that we're coming up with are based on not George Bush as an individual, not certain vice presidents, not certain attorney generals, but the two-party system that allows that gives the American people no choice. Thank you.
Ms. Cordi.
26 days before an election, by the time we could impeach him, he'll be out of office. You know, there's been a lot of talk about this, but, you know, they didn't commit a crime. They created an intelligence assessment in the light of 9/11, a fact that changed all of our lives. I clearly remember where I was that morning. Based on the best intelligence of the U.S., Britain, France, Germany, Israel, Russia. There was, and Congress saw that intelligence. Congress went along with and passed a war resolution, and only Congress can do that. No president can go to war. No president can create a budget. No president can do anything without the consent of Congress. So we'd have to impeach Congress, too. On the subject of Donald Rumsfeld, I think the greatest mistake of George Bush's presidency was Donald Rumsfeld. The Iraq War would have been very different if we had followed the Powell Doctrine of overwhelming force. It would have been very short. It would have been quite, we wouldn't have lost 4,000 brave Americans. And so, you know, the greatest failing, in my view, of George Bush was that he hired Rumsfeld and then didn't fire him.
Thank you.